pay with your life, the dollar, the knife, the longer it takes. Wither away, even your bones out on the stones, picking them clean. They're harvesting you, defeat the machine, defeat the machine. Nickelback, feed the machine. The baby and I are in my mom's room. Couldn't sleep in the closet because I have all those wonderful Sterilite 64-gallon plastic containers. I ordered 6 more. I got a lot done yesterday. And then I rewarded myself by walking around and drinking and blasting my music in my ears and singing. That's my newest thing. I never used to do that. Actually, no, I did used to do that from time to time, if I remember correctly, but not as often as I do it now. Not around here. At least I could do it around here because I walked for like 5 miles. I was home here by 7:40, so it was pre-8 o'clock. Pre-8 o'clock, no little whatever. He's gonna call the police on me. Me in Grandma's room, huh? Me in Grandma's bed. Grandma's bed. But prior to me doing my little relatively safe escape, prior to me doing my little relatively safe escape, I got a lot of constructive things done. I don't like brown boxes anymore. Selena advised me years ago to get plastic containers, and I didn't listen. But she's right, and these particular ones are $10 each, and they're clear, and I like them. You stepping on Grandma's doll that talks. It's like, what's that? It's Oma stepping on Grandma's doll. I want to hear the doll like. Shut up. Don't step on the doll. Mama doesn't want to hear the laughing doll. Mama doesn't want to hear the laughing doll. She doesn't. She doesn't want to hear the laughing doll. No. Anyway, and I had a good time last night. You know, my own lonely, pathetic, quote, good time, unquote. Anyway, that's what I did, including walking for miles. Sleeting out. And I watch the news, I know expecting anything. Doesn't matter. Last night when I woke from, actually yesterday afternoon into the nighttime again, obviously I started in the late afternoon if I was home by 7:40, and that's including going to the store and whatnot, you know. So it was good. And then a miracle happened. My mom, because she wanted Omar, I give her Omar and she's less likely to come out and interrupt my videos. But if she did, I don't care. She knows I do them. She doesn't know I do those kinds. But it's none of her business anyway. People do what they want in this life. At the hotel, actually, remember I told you guys that I liked, it was very interesting, the documentary After Porn Ends 1 and 2. Well, they have an After Porn Ends 3, and I watched it at the hotel on, obviously on a day that my mother was not there. That goes without saying. I watched it on a day she was not there. Even if she wanted to watch it with me, I wouldn't want to watch it with her, say. Told you sometimes when she is getting sick, but it's like a few months ago before the hotel, and thankfully she didn't wind up in the hospital. But it's always touch and go with her. But anyway, sometimes she gets like, you need to get fucked, and you need to this, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I definitely don't have that type of open relationship with my mom. I don't want it either. Sometimes, as you know, I've thought, like, what happens if these, all these people in her life, the ones who can't stand me, found out about all that, but it's freedom of speech is my First Amendment right, you know what I mean? It's the world we live in now. There are so many hundreds of thousands of people, millions, probably millions, who do some kind of, do creative things online, do YouTube or similar, or do, this is just the world we live in. And I'm a lifelong creative person, so it stands to reason I would have got involved in something like this in some manner. It's just, of course no one knew the degree that I would get involved in it. But it took me going crazy to have that come about. It took me, quote, going crazy, unquote. Some of you know about, and some of you don't. It's a long time ago. 10 years to be exact, or around that. 2009. Anyway, back to my mom. I used to be along the lines of, it broke my heart when I've had to, from time to time, call the police and have her sectioned and et cetera, et cetera. But I knew it had to happen. And then that horrible Massachusetts hospital became the focus of my cautionary tale, in that you don't want to put people in the mental hospital unless they really, really belong in there. And this last time around, I knew, even nurse backed me up, that my mom she did not belong in a mental hospital. It was it was one of those situational things where she was overtired, she hadn't been taking her meds right, or sleeping right, or whatever. And that does something, it fucks her up, because they said to me that she wasn't taking her meds. And Selena's like, did they take blood work? They can't just say that and have that be in the report. But no one talked to me. They want to think the worst. They want to think, I know she's taking her meds, but if she takes her meds at 12:30 at night and then is up at 4:30 drinking coffee, or you know what I mean, or taking her meds, you need to be consistent with those types of powerful psych meds. It fucked her brain, but that doesn't mean she needed to be in a mental hospital. They blew things out of proportion. Going in there calmed her down, but it's not worth it, because I had to fight for her to not go into I told you Hospital X, which is the worst, or Hospital Y. The funny, ironic, I'm being sarcastic thing about Hospital X is my mother's never been discharged from those hospitals like in a horrible condition, but the things that have happened in there, it doesn't matter. They supersede being discharged in a horrible condition, you know. And this hospital she landed on this time around, I got a thing in the mail, you know. I got a thing in the mail. She was approved to stay by her insurance to stay in there for a lot longer, but thankfully they didn't keep her. They can't justify keeping her, but I don't trust the one where those doctors treat her like a human guinea pig, and they want to fill beds, and they can, you know, they can make her be someone who needs to be in there. You get it? I don't like that shit. And it traumatizes me too, because I had to fight for her to not go into those two hospitals. Because they always seem to have the open beds. And when you get in the regular hospital and you're being medically cleared, you're supposed to take the first open bed. But they do respect family members. And in my case, I could, you know, I've even said to them, you know, I could probably get a lawyer to say, don't ever send my mom to this hospital again. And even when I was talking to the crisis person, I'm not the crisis person, even when I was talking to the nurse who in there, who knows from my mom from other years or other times, and said, I've seen your mom way, way worse than this. I'm like, I know, so have I. But even when I was talking to her, because when someone's open to hearing my stories about my mom and what's happened to her, you know, the way I can tell it, that sadly my mom would never be able to, you know. She said, not that we want this to happen, but she's like, if your mom wound up in there again and something happened, you could have a lawsuit, considering all the things that have happened to her in there. You know, I'm like, I know. It's not a joke. My mom never wanted to go back there again after the lithium toxicity fiasco. You know, she became in the outside world toxic on her, definitely a prescribed dosage of lithium. She didn't overdose. I counted them. She hated that medication. I counted the pills, so I know how many she had, how many days she was home, and it didn't take long for her to become lithium toxic. Oh my God, horrifying for her. And then she winds up in that hospital 2 more times in subsequent years. Unreal. That second time was Auntie's fault, because I had told them don't send her there, and then Auntie got a call, because remember Auntie was out for epilepsy, and Auntie got a call from them, why can't we send her there? And Auntie didn't answer the phone and didn't get back to them, and it was too busy. And then my mom went up in there. Would you want to ever go in that hospital again after that lithium toxicity terrifying thing you experienced? Of course not. The bad memories. I don't want to go back in there ever again. And then, you know, that was the end of my phony, not on my end. I believed in it. That just kicking myself over that. I told you what Joe said, because Joe has compassion. He's like, you know, you want to see the good in people, Laura, don't kick yourself over believing that your aunt was, no. But that was the end of the pseudo-friendship, because I knew my mom had to be in there. We couldn't get her out. I was not saying we need to try to get her out. I was venting to my so-called friend in a text, not calling her up, venting in text, but she was busy, or she was working, or she was whatever, and she couldn't be bothered, and she can't be bothered, you know. I was concerned about this doctor changing my meds all around, putting her on gabapentin, putting her on Haldol, you know, and And I couldn't be bothered because, as we know, drum roll please, she doesn't really give a shit. She just pretends to, okay? And that was the end of our pseudo-friendship. Well, part of my book, pseudo-friendship ends because I have the nerve to be concerned. My mom's back in this hospital where she could have had that lithium thing and could have, gone into kidney failure and died in the outside world. And if I wasn't on the ball and aware and caring enough to be thinking this doesn't sit right with me, something's wrong, I know it in my gut. Oh my God, my poor mother. And then the last time she wound up in that hospital was when it was just me involved then, and she needed to be hospitalized. I said, don't send her there, and don't send her to the one where Auntie, that whole thing where they don't like me, and my mom had already been there twice and discharged too soon. From what I know, she was discharged too soon from that hospital that first time, and then I was left to deal with it. But many months later, I found out from my mom that she was discharged too soon from that hospital again when Auntie was in the picture, because when Auntie went by my back and did that whole emergency guardianship conservatorship thing, when I was blindsided after my mom rejected me, double whammy. But anyway, I found, and when I said, is she getting out? Because remember, she was still in there when Auntie did what she did. And Auntie's like, oh no, she's not getting out anytime soon. And then I know she got out. And the reason I know is because I got a call. I had her phone, her cell phone, and got a call from somebody indicating, someone who didn't know I had her phone, it was calling, might have been her TMH Park, whatever it was. I got a call proving that she was getting out too soon again from this same hospital. It's such a joke. I swear to God, when they switch everything around, they fuck her up, and she stays in there for weeks, and gets discharged in the same condition as when she went in. It's no point. The Lord only knows what would have happened to her if she went into X or Y hospital. They discharged her too soon. They discharged her when she was first in that first time. I not only knew she shouldn't be discharged, but I had Auntie call over there and then text me back. This is when our pseudo-friendship there was no more phoniness, there was no more pseudo-friendship, but I still would tell her things out of respect, if my mom was in the hospital or whatever, and she texted me back, oh yeah, she shouldn't, she said something, she's loopy or she's whatever, she shouldn't be discharged, but they did it anyway. And prior to that, they were going to do it, and I was all upset because I knew my mom should not be coming home and I would have to deal with it. And in the end, they decided to not discharge her, see? But they hold all the cards, and on the discharge papers it said, when they discharged her too soon, it said, discharged by, request of patient, not request of family. Because family, i.e. me, Auntie's like, you can, remember that was when Auntie had enough and didn't want to be the Allicator proxy anymore. That first time, but she was just waiting in the wings, snake. Now all these non-family members, snakes, in my opinion, my eyes. my wide open eyes, whereas my mom's are naively shut, unfortunately. You know, go from family member snake, and then non-family member snakes take family member snake's place. Sucks. Anyway, Auntie was like, you're the house, thinking I have more power than I do. Same as churchwoman annoyingly thinks that sometimes. You're the healthcare proxy. Call him up. Say shouldn't be discharged. She's not medication. I did. No one listened to me. Social work didn't even have the courtesy to get back to me. And it was touch and go with my mom for weeks, and then she winds up in the same hospital again. Don't tell me all of this, and then we know that whole thing that happened. But what I only found out later, that I wasn't ever supposed to find out, is that, Auntie acts like it's me, and as I said, whatever, my mom wound up in mental hospitals under Auntie's care, okay? Auntie's little, I'm the cause of all my mom's, it's all bullshit, it's all smoke and mirrors. So, my mom and I have been getting along, and, because we get along fine, so long as I'm not being held hostage by a 2-year-old, where I not even allowed to sleep if I want to commit the crime of sleeping. And then when I can't sleep at night, if she doesn't sleep and then I sleep all day, she gets to go and tell everybody, oh, she doesn't sleep, Things like that. All of this is all out on my YouTube channel. But I also, like I said, I have all the names and all the dates. I have to, just put it in chronological order, I guess. See, my head's not even hurting. I didn't drink that last 4 ounces of vodka I had. The first 4 ounces I'd had from before. And, I'd had extra booze from when I bought booze, and I drank that during my miles and miles and miles walk. But I didn't drink any, and that only didn't really do anything, and then later is when I drank more. So I drank at home here, or I drank when I was closer to home, It was worth it. I had fun. I did. It was the sense of danger, too. I didn't know if my mom would come out and catch me doing those videos and ruin the video, and then I would have to trim it, but at least, it was a surprise thing. I always knew I had the camera, okay? I knew I had it, but I didn't know why I had kept it. I did not know why I had kept it. I didn't know if it worked, but wouldn't I have thrown it away if it didn't work? And then all these 10 years later, fresh in my memory that I had had this one and it broke like shortly after I bought it, so then I bought another one. The lens goes crooked, but also it seems to be very, very unclear. So, but it served its purpose because I had fun last night. I had fun. And I built up to it, walking for miles and miles. I'll use Google today when I wake up again. I'm trying to make myself sleepy right now. Like I said, my mom let us. Me and Omar go in her bed. Like, Mom, can I? She's going to church. I said, Mom, can I go in your bed? Me and Omar go in your bed. He did his business, both pee-pee and poo-poo outside, and I got ready for bed because when I drink, I tend to pass out and not give a fuck about things like washing my teeth and washing my face. I did it this morning. We're in here now. We went in like at 9:15. We picked up for over an hour probably. You guys picked up at different times. I never figured that one out. I don't know if they arrive late to church or whatnot. You know, it doesn't matter. I don't even know what time exactly church starts. I don't go, you know. And my mom gets home all different times because they stay afterwards to talk to people, or they stop at the store, or they've gone out to eat before or after church, all kinds of things. So it doesn't matter to me. It's not my thing. I'm just grateful, like I said. I don't want lectures from her. And sometimes she crosses the line. And now, and her knowing about my YouTube channel, I just, you know, she's my mom's friend. I don't need to be so involved with her. She worms her way back in, but I never invited her back into my life in the first place, okay? I never did. I'm just grateful that she's in my mom's life because my mom, like I said, my mom needs church, and she loves church, and she loves listening to people sing and the music and all that. And this woman, church woman's the real deal. Anybody who asks you, you know, do you need to go to the store, do you need to do this, you don't even have to ask them or feel guilty and feel like, no, she's the real fucking deal. She is. The real deal. It's refreshing, especially since that woman down the street, remember I hardly ever asked her for anything, and there were things that most of them revolved around my mom, and then I find out that she was probably secretly resenting me the whole time. Oh. That hurts. It hurts, you know, it does. People just can't be bothered, but church woman's not like that. She volunteers, asks you, and so you don't have to feel bad about asking her because she'll beat you to the punch and ask you if you need or anything from her. It's just refreshing to not have to feel bad or guilty or just like people aren't telling you the truth when that you bothering them. They don't want to do the favor, but they will, and secretly resent you for it, and you know, for asking in the first place, for bothering them. Nope, not church woman. She is the real deal. That being said, I still could never ever in a million years be friends with her. I don't even know how old she is. She's a lot younger than Mom. I remember when I first met her, I thought she was younger than me. Because I don't know how to determine people's ages, you know. She looked young to me. Lots of people look young for their age. I don't know how old she is. I just know she's a lot younger than my mom, and she's just really nice, but she's also very bossy and very arrogant, and I can only take so much of that. She's definitely a very, very devout Christian who definitely would not approve even one bit of my YouTube channel, so it's better that she just be, you know, she's my mom's friend. That's why I texted her, you know, please continue being your wonderful, kind, caring, generous self to my mom. She needs you. And the unsaid thing is, I don't need you. I don't need anything. Don't need anybody. And that's not true, but I don't need her. Am I sleepy yet? It was such an unexpected surprise that this camera worked. I hadn't turned it on in like 10 years. I didn't know it still worked. I didn't remember why I'd kept it. Now I know why. And I never needed it because I had my other one, you know. But this worked out great. Like I said, if I like the one that's coming in the mail, no, I didn't like the one I just returned recently. If I like the one coming in the mail, then it'll be an investment. But I will never use it when I'm drunk. Because I don't want to, you know what I mean? And also I can use this one as a backup because it takes the batteries. And I have tons of those. I have like, I don't know, 10 or 12 of them. I can constantly charge. Last night was fun for a number of reasons. I didn't expect to get away with doing those kind of videos with my mom in the other room and up. I remember I was doing them early. And then I did the really more risque ones, the ones you guys haven't seen yet. I might not get to see because I didn't realize I was being so exuberant. I didn't realize my headphone was out of my ear. And if you can hear the song, I get a copyright thing, you know. In which case, I'll add it to the pile of videos that I have. I have videos, you know, that I'm not going to publicly release, but I have them out on YouTube. They're not nudity or anything, which means I can use video download. I can briefly have them public and non-age restricted, you know, just because nothing's going to happen, and use video downloaded to get them off of YouTube. And then, you know, I'll have them for if I ever do my own website or something. Because again, it's not that I can't release them, I just don't want to release them on YouTube. They're just a little too, whatever you want to call it, for me to not release them on YouTube. But I would release them on my own private website, should that day ever arrive that I have a private website, you know. And it's not that I can't, you know, release them on YouTube. I just don't want to. There are ones where I'm shit-faced. There are ones where I don't know. I just don't want to. I think I just crossed the line a little bit, and I just don't want to release them on YouTube. But they're not like nudity or anything. I could release them with age restriction on YouTube. I'm just not going to. But I can do it for a few minutes, you know. For a few minutes I can put them public and release them just so I can use video downloaded and get them real quick and then delete them off of my YouTube channel. But these two, then I have to watch them. So you're gonna, I don't feel like watching them right now, so you're gonna get these sound videos. And the two in the middle will be missing until I watch them, and you might not be able to see them at all, like I said. You might briefly get to see it and before I get a copyright strike if the music was being heard, and depends. One time years ago, Kid Rock's Devil Without a Cause and something else was, you could hear it through my headphones, and you could hear the words and music clear as day, and I didn't get a copyright strike. For some reason, that particular music, they didn't care. But this is Nickelback's song, and who knows if they're gonna care or not? They probably will. And but it wasn't intentional. I keep it so low anyway. I have to because the camera's so sensitive. I thought it was in my ear, and then I found out it wasn't. So. I'm going to sleep now. I came in here about 10 minutes to 9, I think. And this video's gone 35 minutes, so it's now 9:30. I told my mom if she comes home and I'm still sleeping, just let me sleep. You don't need anything in here. You can just let me sleep. I did it once before, but I want to print them out actually. Complicated. The lyrics to Beat the Machine. And then the Red Sun Rising, Clarity. I'm singing that out loud. I can't understand one word it's saying. I like when it goes, I go, and I forget, I go, I don't know, whatever that is, I'd have to do it for you, but that Clarity song, I want to look up those lyrics too. I can't understand the lyrics. A line, a word here or there, but basically, so obviously I didn't buy it off Amazon, that song off Amazon for the words. I can't understand the words. I can't. No matter how much I try, I can understand the words to Red Sun Rising, Clarity. But I like the beat, so I bought the song. Alright, I'm sleepy. I'm going to go airplane bed. Airplanes are lifesavers for so many people, including me. Omar and I were able to fall back to sleep on the couch yesterday. Even though my mom got up and ate breakfast, and then she went back to bed or something. I don't know, but I was able to sleep on the couch because of the earplugs, Anyway, that's it. Ta-ta for now. TTFN. Bye-bye.